All right, we're gonna start this Frelick breakdown with kind of a different view than we've done before, and this is I believe this is this is Prospects Live video, but it was taken I believe at the Cape Cod League probably last year. But I want you to watch this. This fastball this guy dots low and away, and this is a great fastball. Look at it work back towards the plate. It was a two-seamer. Again, it's left on left, right? You can see that ball really starts out almost on a line like this towards the catcher's elbow. Okay, see it dot there, and then it's working back. See how it works away from that green line? I mean, I'll tell you how much movement it had on it, right? So that was a good pitch as a hitter, right? And then you go through and you're like, okay, I'm 0-1, and now here he's sitting on a breaking ball. Okay, so he's sitting on. The reason we know he's sitting on a breaking ball is because he's not fooled. He doesn't make an adjustment. He strides. The pitch is up. Okay, so now we're seeing the pitch here, and then we saw the fastball breaking in a lot, right? So we're going to see this one break more this way, away from him. He hangs it and he jumps all over it, and he hits a double into the right center field gap. Now, why is this important? Well, it's important because if we go back to the first pitch that this guy dots down and away, a running fastball, that's not a good pitch to hit. But then he has the wherewithal to say, you know what? He's 0-1 or whatever the count is. I'm behind in the count. I know with that fastball, I'm going to look for a breaking ball. And maybe I'm going to get something to hit. And sure enough, he hangs it. Look at it pop out of the guy's hand. See how it pops up? Okay. And it's like, there's a cookie right here. He's saying that's a cookie. That's a good ball to hit. And he jumps on it. Okay. So we can have great mechanics as a player, but great mechanics don't mean anything if we don't know how to either anticipate and look for pitches. And most important, we don't miss mistakes. I mean, this guy obviously is a left-handed pitcher in the Cape Cod League. He's left on left. And this guy says, you know what? You gave me one pitch to hit, and I smoked it into the gap. Who knows what the next pitch would have been? It may have been a breaking ball in the dirt. So being an opportunistic hitter is really, really important because we don't always get good pitches to hit. And what didn't he do? Here's a left-handed hitter with hardly a barrel drop at all. His bat vertical angle is not even like 20 degrees here. So for a left-handed hitter, you don't know how many left-handed hitters I've seen and worked with. Getting them under 20 degrees on high pitches is one of the hardest things to do. Lefties are notorious for dropping that barrel down and in. They're very good low ball hitters. Okay, so when I would see a guy like this making an adjustment on that, and everybody talks about, oh, your shoulders have to be level to the bat and this and that. There's his shoulder angle, right? There's his, whatever you want to call it. Everybody says your connection or whatever it might be. His shoulders were 29, but what was his bat? Okay, that's why people need to understand that the hands play a role in the swing. Okay, this to me is barrel control. This is a guy that has flexibility in his swing. He can hit pitches up, he can hit pitches down, because you know how hard it is to try to move your body, tilt it down more or tilt it up more when you're swinging? It's impossible. Okay, you can't do that. But you can make little hand adjustments late to be able to get to pitches that are up or down. And that's what he's showing me here. So those are very advanced skills. Now, not everybody can do that, but it does tell you, okay, this guy does stuff that maybe other people don't. And maybe that's what made him a first rounder. All right, so now let's go to a side view we have here. And we're going to see, a very small stride. And what I've noticed with him is he has a couple different strides. He has this one, which is he just kind of sticks his foot out, he waits, and then drops it, almost like, I don't know, some people would be a two-strike approach for that. And then sometimes he also has one where he really gets after it with his stride. I'm not going to say it's like a, Bichette, stride, but it's, it's not this little hesitation where he's putting it back. This is an apprehensive move because when he puts his foot down, nothing happens with his hips, right? So he's just kind of putting his foot down, he's feeling for it, and then boom, he's firing his body after that. Now this ball was smoked. This was a home run, on a pitch that was kind of up and in that he turned on. And again, when I see a left-handed hitter that can handle pitches up, that usually tells me their swing's going to play at velocity. And right-handed hitters too, but especially left-handed hitters. Okay, does that mean he's not a good low ball hitter? That I don't know. I haven't seen enough of that. but it does tell me that velocity isn't going to be a problem with him. Why? Because this is a very small move. This is a very small move. Everybody's, very caught up with, make sure you get a ton of separation between your hips and your hands. He's not a huge guy, right? I mean, he's got a little bit of torque here. Okay. This is an athlete getting his foot down on a pitch up and in, turning on it and hitting a home run. Okay. That is what takes skill. That is, very, very difficult. That's why it's important to be able to react. That's why pepper's important at a young age. That's why, hey, we're going to work on pitches up at your belt. We're going to work on pitches at your belly button. Where was this pitch? I mean, this one was, right, kind of coming in this way, right at his belt. We're going to work on that. We're going to make sure, look at his barrel. It doesn't dump underneath here and then come back up like this. Okay. Yeah, I wish we could see that middle frame, but I'm thinking he's going here to about here to about here. And then he's probably going here, and then he's going to start working up, somewhere after. But to me, when guys can do that, especially like I said, left-handers at high level. This is an ACC league game. It looks like they're playing Louisville. It's pretty impressive stuff. So mechanically, I'm not gonna. He's not the prettiest hitter I've ever seen. Okay, he doesn't create the most torque I've ever seen. This position here isn't the greatest top hand position. I'd like to see that barrel up here a little bit more. His back foot and back knee, they're good. They're not great. There's not a lot of energy kind of going into the ground here. But what does this kid do? He finds barrels on pitches that are up, down, in, and out because he has a swing plane to do it. And really, what I tell my players all the time is the swing plane doesn't lie. If you don't have an issue with your swing plane where your barrel kind of drops down here and then comes under and then we flip our wrist to get back up to it, that was like the worst line ever, but you get what I'm saying. If your swing plane is good, a lot of times I don't care what your front shoulder looks like. I don't care what your back elbow looks like. If you have bat drag, the worst bat drag in the world, but your swing plane matches what I need it to match, meaning it gets on plane at about here at the front knee, with that pitch, and then it stays on plane right in front of the front toes. If you're on plane from there to there on pitches that are up or down, then you're going to be successful, and I don't really care what your mechanics do. I mean, that's what it comes down to. So this kid's a hitter, right? He's a gamer, he's a hitter, he's an unbelievable defender. I actually think he robbed a home run the other day in A-ball, where he's playing in the minor leagues. But I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm excited to see where this swing goes in a couple years. Hopefully he's in the big leagues in maybe 3 years, and we can see his swing a little bit more. And then maybe we can come back and do another comparison and see what differences and similarities there are. Okay, because I think that's really important. You'll see what a minor league development program maybe does for him. Maybe they adjust his stride a little bit. Maybe they don't mess around with him at all. So only time can tell. And I don't know. I'm pretty excited to see it.